Hello, my name is Judy. Welcome to the Liberated Multitasker. Today I thought we'd prep our Cube Freeze Dryer trays and try to make cubed applesauce. So this came from Sam's. It was a 3-pack for less than $9. It's no sugar added. It is literally just apples, water, ascorbic acid, which is vitamin C. That is it. I'm going to put it in this little Ziploc bag and then add some cinnamon. I will stir it up, give it a taste test, and pipe it into my molds, which, by the way, I love. The yogurt bites came right out, and I thought it was great. So let's start with one of these. I'm going to empty the whole container in here and mix it in here. There's no need in messing up another bowl. Let's add some cinnamon. This is not quite a full tablespoon. Add a little more. That looks like about 2 tablespoons. Let's mix that up and see what that tastes like. You don't have to add anything. I just thought it would be pretty tasty with a little extra cinnamon. People do add cinnamon and sugar, though right now I'm trying not to do any extra sugar. We'll see how long that lasts. And trying to eat a little healthier, so I'm going to try to not do the added sugar. What this tastes like. Just a plastic spoon. I think that's good. I think I could add some more though. I don't know, I think I'll leave it alone in case the flavors when it's freeze dried are a little more intense. So I'll go ahead and seal this up and get ready to pipe it into the molds. Hope it's not too runny, it might make a bit of a mess. Paper plate that I used earlier, just to put this on in case I need to set it down. So let's get ready to pipe it in. First I'm gonna need to cut a hole. Obviously this is not as thick as the yogurt that I did the other day, so I'm not quite sure how this is gonna work. We will find out though. I do have to be more careful. I'm not even having to pour it, it's just dripping in. I will do 1 bag plain, and then we'll have the added cinnamon. This is the one where I've added the cinnamon. I'm gonna put this lid on and move on to the next mold. I'm trying to get all of this closer to the tip so maybe I can get close to finishing that mold without wasting any applesauce. So since it's so thin, I'm gonna run it down to the end. All right, I'm gonna call that good for the cinnamon. It didn't quite fill up 3 molds. So I'm going to go ahead and use a plain one to finish it out. Let's get our plain one in this same bag. I think we're only gonna need 2 jars, and that is just okay. Now to see if I can close it up one-handed. All right, now for our plain. There won't be any problem telling the difference. I'm gonna go ahead and get these 4 trays in the freezer and bring back my sheet pan and put the last 2 molds I have on it and fill those up with applesauce. Now once all this applesauce is used, I will stop at that point. I'm not gonna open a new jar just to fill a few little squares or even this last mold. All right, I'm gonna call that good. I'm not gonna use this last mold. The yogurt bites are still in the freeze dryer. They've been there for over 24 hours. They're still freeze drying. And when all that's done, I will put the applesauce in and I will bring you back then. Now, I don't know what I'll do next as far as freeze drying goes, but I will definitely bring you along, whether it's cooking a skillet meal or a casserole or just whatever we're gonna have for supper one night, or freeze drying. Hello, I was just gonna show you how well these molds work and just a little bit of my prep for getting the applesauce ready to freeze dry. The first thing I'm gonna do is put my silicone mat in my tray. It just helps for cleanup to be a little better. Here are the frozen applesauce cubes. They look wet, but they're solid. So I'm gonna go ahead and push these out. I think I'm just gonna flip them over and then push them all out and then arrange them. I'm gonna do one tray at a time so they don't start to melt. And as soon as I get these done, I'm gonna put them back in the freezer. I've already pulled the yogurt bites out of the freeze dryer and I'm defrosting it now. When it does a large cycle, it has a lot of ice, and so I like to do a defrost before I do another large batch. I'm not sure how long this is gonna take, but I anticipate probably 24 hours or more. It just has a lot of liquid, and so it takes it longer to pull out all that moisture. And it's easy as that. So I'm gonna straighten this back out and I'll get these good and washed later. Just go ahead and flip them back the other way and I'll get them cleaned up later. I've heard these are really good, so I cannot wait to try them. That is one tray of applesauce. I will do this 4 more times and put them back in the freezer. So as soon as my freezer dryer is ready, we will get them going. Our cube freeze dryer is ready for us to insert the food. I'm gonna go ahead and put in the applesauce squares right after I weigh them. Okay, our applesauce squares are loaded into the freeze dryer and we will get it started. You can hit yes and start. And I'll bring you back when they're ready to check. So it's time for me to check the food. It finished in the night, and when that happens, it goes ahead and keeps the chamber frozen so the ice stays inside. So I can see if it needs more dry time, or if I want to go ahead and take it out, I can have it heat the trays so there's less condensation when you pull it out of the freeze dryer. I'm gonna check to see if it needs more dry time. I said yes, I need more dry time. The drain is closed, and I think I'm going to give it 2 more hours. Add time. And I'll come back in 2 hours and check it. So our applesauce cubes or squares are done. Here is just plain applesauce. Let's break this apart. It breaks apart really easy. It still holds its shape. And I'm gonna give this one a try. It tastes just like applesauce. It's not chalky or dry at all. I bite it, and then as soon as I begin to bite, it starts to melt in your mouth. This is really good, and this is just the plain applesauce. Let's try one where I've added cinnamon to it. We're gonna break it apart. The same, it breaks apart, it still holds its shape, it's not crumbling, and I'm gonna give it a try. It's the same, you can definitely taste that cinnamon, but once again, you take a bite or two, and it begins to melt. These are really good, and I think they would be great snacks. I'm gonna put a few in a mason jar, and then I'm going to package these up I will definitely do this again. These are really good. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I hope to see you soon.